Yeah.
Right.
I was popping off yesterday because Final Fantasy 14 stuff happened.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. We got they did a press conference about the next huge expansion, and it's hype shit, but no one cares, it's fine.
You right. No, I'm just kidding. We're live, by the way.
You're right.
We're live, just so you guys know. You can just kind of chit chat, kind of ease in, kind of relax.
Relax? What? I don't got time to relax, man.
I see the chat. I see you guys. Welcome. Backlog episode 39 we are on.
Damn, really?
Is it? I think
so. Pretty sure.
We're getting to the 40s almost. Yeah, we're almost there.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we're starting early today a little bit. We got a special guest. But before I introduce Mr. BRAP over here, Shar, I wanted to get this out the way. You owe me for a phone.
Okay. You know what? I'll take the blame, but I'm not buying you a new phone.
Man. Okay, so
that shit was funny though. Oh my god.
Let me tell this story really quick. And BRAP, I don't know if you probably don't even know. I tweeted about this that Shar broke my phone. Okay.
Uh-oh.
A week ago, I was about to go to bed. I was getting ready for bed. I see, an alert on my phone that Shar had a new post on Instagram. Like, it says, Shar hasn't posted in a while. Check it out. So
you click on those?
Well, it's you. So I'm like, let me check it out. Because I remember you got a haircut and stuff. So, let me check out this haircut.
I'm feeling myself right now with this haircut. Yo, I'm ready. Okay.
Well, apparently my phone was feeling it too. Because I opened it. And I think I went to brush my teeth, and then I came back to the phone, and the phone was like white and black, like colors. And I thought
white and black. What?
I thought, okay, maybe Shar did like a artsy picture, right? I'm like, it's like an artsy abstract.
Yeah.
So yeah. I start to scroll on it, and nothing's moving, and it starts flashing. It starts doing all this weird stuff. I'm like, oh my god, I think my phone.
Oh no.
So I restarted. I do, the whole routine. Dude, it was done. Broken.
No, dude.
And it never recovered.
That's funny as hell. Funny as hell. The funnier part is my picture not even that good. My picture hella derpy and hilarious, and that's...
Honestly, I don't even think I went back afterwards because I kind of forgot about it or whatever. I don't even know what it was you, but I don't know what it really looked like.
I'll link it in chat for people wondering what the picture looks like. People who are
apparently
listening to this after the fact. It's me. It's my face. But I just thought it was funny because Eric, I woke up to a whole bunch of likes and an @ on Twitter, and I was like, why do I have all these notifications? What the hell? And then it was Erica was like, Shar broke my phone. I was like, what? What is this? Right.
So in short, you owe me some money. Anyways,
yeah.
Nah, but that was just crazy. I was due for a phone, it's kind of on its last legs, kind of 2-year, 3-year thing. I don't go through a lot of phones. I wait till it's time. I will hold on to it until I have to. So yeah, it was time, I guess. So yeah, we are here live, episode 39. Welcome everybody to the podcast. Fame, thank you so much. I see you in the chat. Eric, Hustle, Dave, Hannibal, a couple of you guys. Hopefully more will gather in. We shared the links, hopefully. Like the stream, all that good stuff. Share it. We have a special guest today, BRAP, out here, Basement Radio Arcade Podcast. Go ahead and say hello.
Yeah, happy to be on.
Yeah.
I was supposed to come on a while ago, and it just didn't work out because of my scheduling and stuff with kids. I have a clan, for those who don't know, of children, literally. So, but no, it's great to be here.
Yeah, we've been trying to get you on for a couple times now, but yeah, with us being on Saturdays and you with the kids, it's understandable. It's kind of hard to schedule, but hey, you're here, you made it.
Yeah,
it's good to have you.
Thank you.
Do you want to go ahead and tell people just kind of who you are? I know BRAP stands for your podcast. You want to just talk about that, maybe kind of what got you going on YouTube and making content? Just kind of give everybody, you know, a background on yourself.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, so yeah, BRAP stands for Basement Radio Arcade Podcast. I don't know. So I don't know how the BRAP name came up. Actually, it's not something I came up with. I think people, maybe like the people that were listening, just started calling us BRAP for short, and it just stuck. And so we went with it. And you know, it might have been Mooch actually. Now I think about it, and I think Mooch just started calling me BRAP actually. Like instead of calling me like Enrique, it'd be like we'd be in a game, like, hey, what's up, BRAP? You know, Mooch is like super high energy, right?
Right.
So I think that's how it came about. But I've been doing this. Oh my god. When did I started BRAP? 2015.
Okay.
So 6 years, yeah.
Wow.
And it's been it's been a slow grind, but you know, I did it. I started BRAP because I was part of a podcast that's still around. They shall remain nameless for reasons, but yeah, did that, and that just didn't work out, and like a bunch of us left, and I just was like, all right, so I want to just start because like everyone at the time, like 2015. Erica, because I don't think we weren't connected back then, and I don't know if you were podcasting back then.
I was trying to remember, and don't take this personally, because I'm bad with a lot of people as far as my memory. I was really trying to remember like when exactly we met and stuff. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I remember you in another podcast, but I also saw you on the Iron Lords. And I was like, oh, that's Erica. Like I just see it, and I was like, okay, I got to get her on BRAP, and I think I remember like I was like. It's like trying to like in the chat I was like, Erica, we got to get you on BRAP sometime, and eventually,
that's right.
Yeah,
now I remember.
Yeah,
yeah,
and like Cogni was like, you're trying to steal our guest BRAP. I'm like, nah, hey, I'm here.
Right. That was funny. Yeah, I remember now.
Yeah, so I think that's how we kind of like met. I think kind of. I don't know. I don't remember either. But anyhow, 2015 happened, and I started a podcast, and like at the time, like everyone was like. There was a lot of Xbox podcasts at the time, from what I remember. A couple PlayStation ones, but there's like a couple like Xbox focus podcast, PlayStation focus podcast, and I didn't want to do that. I'm like, okay, I'm not I don't consider, like, people ask me like, are you an Xbox guy or PlayStation guy? And I'm like, I don't even know what that means. Like, what is that to be a guy like of a console? Like, I don't like, what is that? You know, like if you ask me, am I a gamer? Yeah, I play video games. But I play them on Xbox, I play them on PlayStation, I play them on Nintendo, and I play them on the best platform, Erica. And you know what that is? PCMR.
You already know.
Darn it! I was gonna say Atari.
Yeah.
I would have said Atari like when I was 5 years old.
There you go.
That was my go-to. But yeah, so I was like, I don't want to do something like console centric. So I was like, I want to do something that is really just about gaming, like in general, right? Because I can't see myself ever just talking about one console, because I don't play on one console, so it wouldn't make sense for me to do that. So it was like me and this guy Lemieux66, who I've known. I met him on Xbox Live like 20 years ago now, and we still like kept in touch. We were Xbox Live beta testers.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. By the way, Erica, if my story's too long-winded, just tell me to like wrap it up a little bit.
I mean, it's
because I'll talk all night.
I'm always, I can too. You know, when it comes to all this stuff, I'm always interested in people's like histories and kind of how they got here and all of that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's part of like who we are, you know. So take as long as you want, but I mean, of course, keep in mind the time. But
yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, you know, because I'll go all night. I'll like, you know, yeah. So you know, I started with this. It was just me, and then like Lemieux was kind of like my panel member, and some nights he could make it, other nights he wouldn't be able to make it. And then Eric Jackson, EJ, big shout out to my man Eric Jackson. I've known him for like 6 years now. Great guy, by the way, just like super nice. He's my voice of reason, by the way. But or the voice of reason of the community, I think, too.
Oh yeah.
So Eric was watching, and then I had Eric on the show, and I was like, Eric, why don't you come on, join BRAP? He's like, okay, cool. So then he became a panel member. And then we had B Money, because B Money at the time I think was on Tick, if you remember the Inner Circle podcast,
right?
Which they're still around. And then B was like, we had B on. I said, B, why don't you come on BRAP as a panel member? He's like, all right, cool. And then it was like us three for a while, and then I met Mr. Negative. I don't know if you guys know him from Super Deformed.
Yeah, I've heard that name.
Yeah, from Super Deformed Gamecast, and then him and his chat mod, the Drunk Cat. I don't know if you know the Drunk Cat, Erica
I
or
do.
Shar, but
I do.
Yeah, he's hilarious. He's a riot. They came on as like panel guests, and then like when they came on, they started like introducing me to like industry people, like Megative did. Like I actually did a podcast with Mike Laidlaw, who was like one of the brains behind Dragon Age and Mass Effect, and that was like really cool. And we had those guys on, and then we just started getting industry guests. We got David Jaffe.
Awesome.
I think Jaffe was our first like game developer. And at the time, Jaffe had his own studio. He was getting ready to release was it Drawn to Death?
Oh, Drawn to Death. That was probably like 2016?
2016, I think. Yeah, I think you're right.
2016, yeah. Because when I went to E3 in 2015, I think or maybe it was PSX. Either one around that time, we did meet Jaffe and we played Drawn to Death.
Yeah.
and we were honestly kind of feeling it. You know how it is when you go to, I don't know if you've been to events. Have you? Like, have you ever been to like a...
No,
oh,
no,
okay.
I haven't. I was supposed to go to E3 2020 and, the 19 happened.
Yeah.
So...
Because sometimes, like, when you do go to these events, like, you sometimes get hyped on games, and then when they come out, you're like, what was I thinking? Because you're in that space, and you're like, everyone's hyped, everyone's positive, everyone wants to play all the games. You're like, that was cool. Did you play this game? And then it comes out, and nobody bought it.
Yeah, I'd like the artistic style of Drawn to Death, but I thought it was a game that was like... It would have worked. That game would have worked like 10 years ago.
Yes.
Not in the modern day, like not today.
Right.
But I thought like art vision, like I thought like the creativity behind it, I thought was pretty good. Like there's actually a story behind it.
Yeah, it was cool. I thought it was cool, but I think it's one of those things, and I know other games have suffered from this as well. It's like when they're being created and developed, it's during the time of like when something's hot. But by the time it comes out, that thing is like not hot anymore,
Yeah.
Like the Battle Royale thing, like maybe sometime, like stuff like that, people will be making a game, and then that whatever kind of passes by, and then they're like, shoot, like it doesn't pan out how they think,
Yeah, no, and so yeah, we had Jaffe on, and he was like working on that game, and then we had Ryan McCaffrey on like a week later from IGN,
Wow,
and then it just started. Yeah, and then it just started like steamrolling from there. Like we got Greg Kasavin from Supergiant Games, the studio behind Hades and Transistor.
Wow,
and actually, I knew Greg because I used to be a GameStop moderator. By the way, I used to be a big Xbox fanboy.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that before.
Oh my god, like Erica, like I told like Optimus Code like what I used to do as a fanboy.
Oh,
like I would literally lie about enjoying games on the GameSpot forums
for
the sake of the...
Hold on, so you were in the front lines of the console war.
Yes, I was in the front lines. I know. Look, let me tell you something. For all those console warriors out there, I see you. I know the mindset. Because I used to be there. I know what it's like.
Wow.
Like, and I'm only saying this because Greg Kasavin at the time, and he's at again Supergiant Games right now. But he was the senior editor, I think, for GameSpot, and he wrote a review for like one of the Metal Gear games that had just been ported over to the original Xbox, and he gave it a lower score because he said it didn't perform as well. So BRAP's like, I'm thinking in my mind, like most fanboys do today, well, what do you mean performs worse? The OG Xbox is so much more powerful than the PlayStation 2.
Oh,
and I called him out on the forums. I said, people, don't listen to him. Reviews are just opinions. Like, does this sound familiar, by the way, Erica?
It sounds
reviews
hella familiar.
Right? Reviews are just opinions. If you like the game,
they don't matter.
They don't matter. Yeah, I think the game's fun.
But then, okay, I have a question. So when you did have a good review for a certain Xbox game, were you like pushing that forward? Like, hey, check it out. Review got 10 out of 10.
Yes.
Total hypocrite.
Yeah, when
Love
when
that.
Itoji came out, Jet Set Radio Future, Ninja Gaiden on the OG Xbox, I was like, yeah, we got Gaiden 9.2, baby. Like that was me.
Wow.
Like I was waving the green flag in the
Crazy.
forums. I was the Xbox forum moderator at GameSpot. And let me tell you something, I rocked that flag hard. And I know the mindset. Like I got into a fight, an argument with Greg Kasavin over his review of Metal Gear for the Xbox because I said it wasn't based on any kind of fact. It was all opinions. And Greg's like, "What are you talking about?" And Greg took it personally because he put a lot of work into the review, and we got into it. And eventually, behind the scenes, we had to talk in the DMs because the moderators could talk to like Jeff. Like I actually used to talk to Jeff Gertzman, who's part of Giant Bomb now, and then talk to those guys. I had to talk to them behind the scenes to kind of squash things. But yeah, I mean, like those are the kinds of things I remember. Like there was games that I would play. Like there's a game called Reckless, and I was hyping it up. I bought it, and it was terrible. I didn't like it, but on the GameSpot forums, I was like, "Yeah, it's fun. It's great.
Oh
Awesome
my
graphics. It's fun."
Wow.
I hated the
Wow.
game.
Wow. So Shar,
But
we are talking to somebody right now who's like a former, I don't think we've had this before, like a former crazy fanboy. So I have
I'm
more
like,
questions. I have questions. Like
Former fake news advocate. Here, let's go.
like okay,
I'm like a
first of all,
QAnon person that just like, or like
yeah.
former
Turned it
QAnon.
Yeah.
So okay,
Oh my
okay,
God.
because so you did
I used to
mention.
believe in the cabal, and now I don't.
Now you
Oh
don't. Yeah.
man. Because well, you did mention how when you created BRAP, you wanted to do a podcast that was like covering everything. It wasn't really like only Xbox or PlayStation. So what do you think happened? Like did you just mature and kind of think like, well, this imaginary war is stupid? Like did you have a revelation? What kind of changed you think?
I had a revelation.
What
And
was it?
I was like, I'm way too old for this shit. Oh, I'm sorry. Can I cuss, by the way? I
Yeah,
want to make sure
yeah,
I can.
yeah.
Okay.
Shar
All the time.
Shar cusses all the time, so yeah.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah. So yeah, I just realized I'm too old for this shit, and it's just, look, I'm part of my issue is I'm Latino, so Latinos tend to have short fuses, um,
Fair.
I get riled up. My wife's like, yeah, you get riled up too quick, like I go from like 0 to 100, like if you ever watch wrestling, like when Steve Austin comes down like the ring, that's like me.
The glass
Like
breaks. Here comes
yeah, the
Brad.
glass breaks. It's like that's really me in a debate. Like
Oh shoot!
that's
I
real.
keep hitting my mic. Sorry, guys. Go ahead.
No worries. So no, but you know what, Erica, I got to a point, and I realized it's funny. Like I was having this conversation with Optimus Code. He's laughing at me, and I'm revealing my my days as a
That
fanboy.
Xbot.
Yeah, as an Xbot. I'm like a recovering Xbot. I could write a book about this. And I said to him, I said, I would lie, and so everything that I see fanboys do today about the reviews don't matter, biased media. Like I called Greg Kasavin. I said, you're biased. You don't like Xbox.
Oh, the bias.
Yeah.
Shoot.
Yeah, and I would say that, and I believed it. And it's funny. Like one of the guys I've had on my podcast recently, One Bad Mother, OBM. I've known him for years, and he's like, yeah, I used to cap for the Reckless 2, that game I mentioned earlier, which was complete trash, by the way, guys. It was terrible. But I lied. I said I liked it, and I told people to go out and buy it.
So-
All for the console wars, because I wanted to prop up the Xbox and make it look better than the PlayStation 2. But yeah, I mean, I got to the point when I got on Twitter, and even 2013, I got on Twitter, I was like, the whole DRM thing was happening, and I was arguing against PlayStation, fanboys, and then I just got to a point where I said, what am I doing? I'm like in my 30s, and I'm like arguing over games, and I like both consoles. It's like, what am I doing? I just woke up, Plus, my wife's looking at me sideways, like, what's wrong with you?
Did she kind of
You know?
have an idea of like what you were up to? She knew what you were doing.
Yeah, she thought I was ridiculous. She was like, you got problems.
Oh man, so she would check you on it then.
Yeah, like she was like, there's something wrong. Like you're arguing with people you don't even know. She's like, you don't think that's weird? And I'm like, yeah, I guess, yeah. And then I met the BRAP guys too. I met Eric, and then Eric's like super like chill, and just very he's very level headed, right? and so I was like, and then I was like, okay, if I'm going to do this channel, I can't console war. I can't, do, we have fun. Like we have fun, like going back and forth, today, like we still do, like, like roasting,
Yeah.
Xbox every once in a while. It's a lot of fun though, people. It's not because I hate Xbox,
It's just it's more in jest
but
now. It's
yeah, it's
not
more in
so
jest.
serious
Yeah,
like
it's
you
like,
were before.
yeah,
What do you
it's like,
think? Well, sorry, I was just gonna ask you, like,
yeah.
what do you think was behind that? Like, why? What was, I guess, in your brain at the time? Like, why? Why?
Oh my God.
I'm not being very
Because like,
articulate here, but
what is wrong with you?
No.
What's
It's
wrong
like,
with you, Brap?
like what? Like maybe Shark could ask it better. I don't know.
no, just I was gonna say, like, what was the driving force? Like, what was the end goal for that?
You know what it was? It was about proving the other guy wrong,
Ah,
So
and
like
that's
so
what
like
it
an
was.
ego thing kind of thing.
It was and it's exactly what it is, and it's all ego for the console warriors because they just want to get a win, and that's really what it was too. Is like I got to get a win to show that my console is better than yours, and it's like what are we doing
It
here?
sounds so crazy. It sounds so crazy
Yeah.
when you say it
it
that way.
sounds nuts.
But I know the mindset. I'm telling you, I sound like someone who just left QAnon, right? Like I believed in the Xbox cabal. It was
Yeah.
crazy. Like, and anyway, if we have any QAnon supporters in here, hey, that's cool. If you're a QAnon supporter in the live chat, I just want to. But no, it's it. That's what it was like, Erica, and I just came to the realization I can't do that. Like I'm gonna have a channel. I want to get journalists. I want to get developers on. They're not gonna want to come on with somebody who's like a console warrior.
Exactly.
They're gonna be like, who you're? They'll be like, you're a weirdo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, and as I started talking to developers behind the scenes, like they hate this stuff.
Oh yeah, I hear that all the
They're like,
time. Mhm.
oh, they frown upon it. They're like,
Very
you guys
much.
are just assholes. Like, just shut up. And that's kind of how they feel. But so I woke up and I just had this epiphany of that I can't. I'm too old to be console warring, and it's really stupid at the end of the day. And I was saying this to Optimus Code, like back when I was on the OG Xbox, I'd missed out on some really good content on the GameCube and the PlayStation 2 because I was so focused on trying to find a game that I liked, on the Xbox, just to prop Xbox up. Like it wasn't about just gaming for the sake of gaming anymore. It was about I gotta show how my console's the best.
Yeah. Damn. So
You
you purposefully avoided games on GameCube and PS2?
Yeah, and I would even lie. Like if and it's funny, I had a GameCube and I had a PlayStation 2. Like I used to downplay Final Fantasy X. I'd be like, oh, that game sucks. Yeah. And then but behind the scenes at home, I was like, I love this game. But
Yeah.
I would never admit that on the forum.
What?
This
Wow.
is crazy because like you told me, like you told me this before, Brap, like the short version, but we're getting in deep to like what you were really doing. I'm tripping right now. Like you were really you were a fanboy. Like you were in the cult.
Guy. He was that guy that was like Final Fantasy X, not that great, and everybody was like, "What the fuck?" And then secretly inside, you're like, "Actually, it's really great."
But he's really
I loved it.
in the background playing it and loving it. That's wild.
I'll never forget. I was like, Devil May Cry. That game looks like trash. Like why do I want to like? Yeah, right. And then I played it, and I was like, oh my god, this game is amazing. Like it's so good. It's so good.
That's
Whoa.
so wild because I mean,
crazy.
I don't know if you guys can speak on, I mean, I'm sure you feel the same way. Like for me, like I always want to be, I was always proud of what I liked. I was talking about this last night on my stream, I always wanted to make people know I love this game. I don't like this game. And it was like honest, that was always what I've been like that since I was a kid. So for me, like, this is so crazy to me to lie, like to say you don't like something, but then in the background you secretly do. It's a trip.
I think that some of that may be because you talk about like Erica, like how you grew up. I think because I grew up like all my friends, we were all like super competitive. I don't know why. All of us were like in sports. I played lacrosse and stuff, and we were always like we were so competitive. It came back to like who had the best lacrosse stick, or who had the best cleats, or those cleats suck. Like seriously, like it was that bad. Like I remember. Like I played soccer. If you didn't have, I don't know if they make soccer shoes anymore, but there was a brand called, I think it was Patrick, was the brand, and like you either like Patrick had a certain series of cleats, and then there was Adidas, and like like we would go back and forth, right? And then it was like sports teams. I think maybe part of that, and I'm just thinking about it now because of what you just mentioned, Erica, about how you grew up. I think because of how I grew up like that competitive nature, that was probably part of it too.
I get what you're saying, because like I grew up a Raiders fan, right? And we know they're trash. So like even in the 90s when I was like a kid, like people, Niner fans would be like, oh, Raiders suck. And it's like Raiders versus Niners because I'm in Cali. And the Rams to an extent as well. And there I was like, no, shut up. The Raiders are, you would kind of like defend them a little bit.
Yeah.
But then I guess after, maybe I can credit the Raiders for this, which is crazy. After a while, it's like, dude, they kind of do suck.
Yeah.
Like you kind of get to that point where you're like, screw it, I'm not even going to fight for them no more because they piss me off so much or whatever. So maybe I just kind of had that revelation earlier in my life to just be like, nah, I don't care what you think. I'm going to like what I like. I don't care, kind of thing. Like they're not worth defending. I'm not going to do it kind of thing. You wrong me once or twice, I'm done kind of thing. I think I met that challenge earlier maybe. And maybe it just kind of like went into your later adulthood maybe.
Yeah, it totally did. Like, I and I think like after doing BRAP and meeting Eric and just taking the conversation back to the basics, like just enjoying games.
Yeah.
That's when I stopped, and I was like, and I love game. Like I love, just the Nintendo platform, PlayStation. And I'm not saying this to sound like a fanboy. Xbox, we'll see. I'm a little bit on the fence with them right now. But I'm excited about the potential that they have that with all the studio acquisitions.
Mm-hmm.
And you know how I feel about PC, but yeah, I think just doing BRAP and everything just really kind of got me out of that mindset. And here we are, 5 years later or 6 years later now.
Yeah, 6.
Yeah, and I didn't do this to like, try to get like subs or be cool with people on Twitter, or I did it because I wanted to talk about video games with people who enjoy video games and occasionally have industry guests on. And I've been able to do that. And that's been like really, really awesome. And it's been cool because I've met a lot of like different people with different perspectives and different tastes in gaming. And they have kind of like, in talking to them, have kind of opened up my eyes to maybe games that I wouldn't play per se.
Mm-hmm.
Who is it? Creative Kofi, who's like really big into Japanese games. Like he really opened up my eyes to like games that I probably wouldn't have even touched, 4 or 5 years ago.
So it's like you're just around the right people now, people to kind of open your eyes and yeah, that's probably what it took. And like you said, you met Eric and these other guys that are real more level-headed, and you probably started to realize like, hey, that's kind of cool. Maybe that's the right way. But you know what's funny, as you're like telling me this, because me and you, we got like small channels, right? And I feel like we're kind of the same as far as like trying to cover like just the games we love across all platforms.
Exactly.
But the funny thing is, like, if we did go that fanboy route, maybe we would be bigger right now.
Oh, you know what?
Which
You
is
know what's
crazy,
funny is that Eric. You know what's funny is that Eric and B Money, in the beginning of BRAP, we were talking about like where do we want to get, what does BRAP want to be? Like, where do we want to go? And B told me this. He's like, you can do this the easy way and just create a console-centric podcast, like either PlayStation or Xbox. He's like, but you're going to be stuck there.
Right.
He's like, you're not going to have the flexibility. And B was, B had a lot of success at Tick. Like Tick, before there was anything else, it was really Tick. They had like, Phil Spencer on, Albert Pinella. They had Aaron Greenberg. They had Jeff Keighley. I mean, those guys were getting like big time people in the industry on their podcast. And B was a part of that. And B told me, he's like, look, just, be real, like be yourself. But, if you go this route, he goes, you're going to get stuck. And he also said, you're not going to get, for me, like I have a small channel, but you know what? Like the people that come watch BRAP are like the quality of viewers that we have. Like you won't like, well, like you'll have some people they'll act a fool sometimes in BRAP, the live chat, but most of the people there are just gamers.
Yeah.
Just love gaming.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that.
That's the best part about it. Like, yeah, we might be small, it might be a struggle, and we gotta grow and all that. But the viewers that come through, they're going to reflect the content you're doing. So if you're being level-headed, if you're being mature about things, if you're open to everything and you're interested in all, different genres and all that, they're gonna come through and that's gonna like reflect. And I think that's cool, because I think that's true with like us too, Shar. I mean, you got great viewers, I got good viewers. Like we relate a lot to them, and I think it builds like a better relationship, because like when you have like a fanboy channel, right, that comment section is gonna be toxic as heck. You're gonna either have people, they're gonna be fighting with each other. They're going to be fighting with you. It's going to be all about that war. And it's not even about games. It's not even about like, hey, how does this game play? What do I love about this game? Why did I become a gamer? Like those conversations don't even come up like at all. They don't. And that that's really one of the main reasons that like influenced me to make the backlog, because I wanted us to like just dive into those passionate discussions where it's like really about the games and why they love them,
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's well said, Erica. And and that was the mindset of what we wanted to put out on BRAP. And then once we had some turnover, if you will. Like Mr. Megadov had to leave because of his schedule, and Al had to leave, so they weren't panel members. And then we had who do we have on? We had Sam. We had Sam Tolbert, who is part of Windows Central now. He was a panel member, and then he left. And then, fast forward today, we met, had the pleasure of meeting like two awesome guys in Gaming Forte and Slimo Backslap.
Oh, great guys. Love those guys.
Yeah. And we had them on, and me, B, and Eric were like, man, like he was just like, the chemistry was just like, boom, right off the break. Like it was just so natural. They fit in so well. And I was like, I got to get these guys on BRAP. And we're like, and Eric and B were like, yeah, let's get them on. And we got them on BRAP, and it's been great because those guys add a different perspective element to BRAP that we haven't had before, and I love it. Like it's great. It actually it's great because it added a different dynamic in the sense that those guys have kind of different tastes too, with games. Mm-hmm. So now we have a situation where it's like we all don't agree on games, because we have so different opinions on certain things. And it really creates great conversation. Mm-hmm. So
it's a good dynamic because you guys could kind of bounce off each other. You're not always going to agree, or you're going to have different tastes. Like me and Shar, even it's just us two. But Char's like the JRPG, guru, and I'm like, who? And then I'm like the Soulsborne Gears, dude, bro, kind of chick over here, and Char's like, huh? Mm-hmm. We're kind of different, but we offer different perspectives, and then we bring in a guest like yourself, and there's more dynamic there. So it's cool to get differing opinions and backgrounds, because when everyone's agreeing, it's who wants to listen to that, day after day and podcast after podcast. It's like you need that little pushback amongst each
and I
other.
think that's part of the reason why I didn't want to do a like a platform centric podcast, because
it's the same thing all the time. Like you're going to be talking about the same things all the time.
Yeah,
it's like,
exactly.
That's going to get, but it's crazy though. And you've seen it in this community and like the other communities, like it works sometimes. They make it work, and people like to hear the things over and over, but being part of that, I'm sure maybe now you can agree, like that would just not be fun.
It wouldn't be fun for me. I could have 30,000, 40,000. And not to say that everyone who has a high subscriber count is, on the Crumb side or doing console wars. I don't want anyone to think I'm saying that. But there is something to be said. And I've been doing this long enough to know that if I did do that, I would definitely have a bigger channel, because if you go to some of these podcasts, and I don't know if you've seen this, Erica, the live chat sounds like a therapy session.
Yeah, no, I've seen it before. Yeah, I've seen them.
It's
before.
like everyone's like, yeah, Xbox is great, PlayStation's awesome, and Sony's gonna rule the world, and Phil Spencer's the god, and it's like, yeah, he's awesome, I love him. Do you see what he said the other day? He's so consumer friendly, and it's like, what are you doing here? Why are we treating these guys like demigods? Like, what are we doing? Like, really?
And it'll be after those, like a Phil Spencer does something stupid, or they say, you know what I mean? And they just damage control it, and it's like, it's okay, Phil knows what he's doing. it's fine.
he's
We're
just-
fine, guys. We're okay.
Yeah.
It's like they're in a like you said, like a therapy
It's
session.
a therapy session. It's
Yeah.
like he's our guy. He got us to the promised land. Father God.
Cut him some
He's good.
slack, you know. He's
Yeah.
working, he's trying his best.
Stop
Oh my
being mean to
God.
Phil. Stop being mean. You're being toxic if you criticize Phil. Stop.
Yeah.
It's like what are we
exactly
doing here,
the
people?
toxicity thing. Oh, you're a fake neutral, blah blah blah. Like, people can't even. That's the thing too. Like even if you come through and with these guys, they're so deep in the console war. And this is kind of it's tied into it. But it's a little off topic, but you.
But I get it, Erica. Like I said,
you come
I have been
through
there.
as like a neutral, right? Like, hey, I play on everything. No, you don't. They don't believe you. They're like, no, you don't.
believe
Fake
you.
neutral. Like, you all have preferences, and it's like, yeah, you could have a preference, but what you're doing, that is completely different, sir. You're in a whole other thing. You know, you're in a war, an imaginary war, but we're over here just playing games, and that's the thing. Like, the gap between it gets so wide because those guys are just so far gone that they can't even talk games with a real gamer at that point. They just want to fight constantly.
I've like I said, I lived it. I breathed it. I was that guy, and you know, it's crazy. I look back at it, and now it's like it's so predictable. Like when I see people say things like, "The game's fun," I'm like, "Come on, really?
You already
fun?"
know, like, because you've been there. It's
Like
you're
I already know. I've
what
been
you're
there.
doing.
Yeah, you know, oh, that game, that you know, Spider-Man looks okay. Miles Morales, it looks alright. It's okay.
It's
not my
It's a
thing.
DLC, or what were they
It's a
saying?
DLC.
It's an add-on,
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah, like you know, Demon Souls. It's okay, but it's an old game. You know, I'm like, what are we doing here?
Right.
Like, just like it's a good, like recognize the fact that it's a good game, and that's it. You don't have to. It is fine if it's not for you. You know, like not every game is for me, and that's fine. But
think,
if it's
you
good, I
know,
can recognize the fact that hey, you know what, this game is like. There's a general consensus that this game is one of the top games in its genre. It might not be for me, and that's fine, but I can recognize that the game's good.
Yeah, I think maybe you're just like that classic case of like you just grew up. You got older, and when you get older, I mean, sometimes you don't have time for the silliness. You're like, I ain't got time for that. I
No.
just want to play my games, be happy with my family or whatever. Go to
Yeah.
work, come home, play games. Like when you're younger, I think for some of these guys and like you, what you went through, you got more time, you got more energy, you got more of that ego of like, I gotta prove him wrong. I gotta prove, oh, he said that to me. Oh, I'm gonna look bad if I don't say anything back. Or, you know, I gotta stand on this hill. I gotta die on this hill no matter what. And it's like that energy as you get older, like it's like, who cares? Who cares what they think about me? You know?
You know what the other thing too is that I think seeing how my wife looked at me, and like I was feeding that stereotype of gamers that we're nerds. We drink Mountain Dew and eat Doritos, and we have no lives. And it's just like, and my wife and I could see the look in her face, and I was like, oh my god, I'm totally feeding the stereotype. You know, and then real talk, like some of these people at console war are like late 50s, early 60s.
Damn. Yeah.
Like
that's
I know this for a fact, and I'm just like, I don't want to be the old guy at the bar, if you know what I mean.
That's crazy. Shar, have you ever done anything like this? I'm just like, were you? I can't. It's so. I'm like laughing and smiling because I know Shar is gonna be like, oh, no way, right?
No, I fucking haven't done any of this. Are you kidding me? I mean, maybe I've defended like games that I really like, albeit
Yeah.
probably a bit blindedly in the past, but like not to like that extent, I would say. And I think I learned pretty fast from seeing other people on the internet that like that one, that doesn't get you anywhere, and two, it's a waste of time, and that if I was actually gonna have an opinion on anything, I'd rather play the damn game first and then form an opinion of, you know, instead of just saying like, oh, this game's bad or whatever, right, before you even play it. I stayed the fuck away from the Xbox people because I didn't have an Xbox, so like I didn't have any, and I couldn't say anything because I didn't have one, I didn't play one, so.
I think what it is too is like some people just don't want to be wrong.
There's that. Yeah.
When you hype
Yeah.
up something, like let's say you're hyping up a console, you're hyping up a game for months or whatever, it comes out, it's trash. A lot of people, it gets to the point where they're scared to even hype anything up, or they don't even want
Yeah.
to be excited because they don't want to be wrong. That's definitely a thing for sure. I don't care about
No, it
that.
is.
To me, I always thought it was kind of crazy and silly because if I'm hype, if I'm excited, I'm just gonna feel those emotions. I'm not trying to suppress them. I might keep them in check a little bit, you know, if something looks a little spooky or something.
I
But
mean, like when the new Gears games come out.
oh
Like, you
man,
might-
I mean, hey, you know,
Oh my
I knew it. I knew it was coming, you guys. Damn Gears. But no, that is kind of true. Like even with a new Gears, I'm kind of looking at it. Okay,
I'm like that too.
let me look at this a little sideways because it could go wrong, you know. But I still, if I see a good trailer, if I see a good game I'm excited about, I'm gonna be excited. But I've noticed this for years. A lot of people won't show that excitement because they're scared to be wrong. And that probably goes hand in hand with like console wars. They hype something up. They've died on a hill already. They're stuck there, and it's like it's either admit they're wrong, or they keep going with the console war. And they're gonna go with the console war because they don't want to be wrong. I think that's a big part of it.
Yeah, no, it really is.
Yeah.
And I know that because I lived it. Like I said earlier, like I would like lie about enjoying games. I mean, who does that, right?
It's crazy.
It is crazy if you think about it. Like it's nuts, you know, and like secretly like enjoy games that I was bashing. I mean, like who does that?
Yeah, that's sheesh. Because you know, the guys like the console war dudes, they put up that front. So in your mind, I imagine them like they're not playing those games at all, but they might be secretly playing them and really enjoying them. And then they get on Twitter, that game's trash. I would never touch that game.
I'm willing to bet if
wild.
they really love gaming the way they say they do, they're playing those games.
Yeah.
They're just not telling anyone.
Right. Either they're completely frauding and just kind of playing the console wars for views or whatever they're doing, or like you said, yeah, if they're a true gamer, they probably are playing them.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely.
Crazy,
So
crazy.
those are my confessions of a former console warrior,
I feel
Xbox
like
fanboy.
I feel like we just conducted an interview with like an ex-cult member.
I know, right?
I mean, Erica, did you think that this show was going to go this way when you had me on? I was just
No,
going to like.
I mean, honestly, it's such an open show today because, like I was telling you guys before, I don't really have topics. We have a couple, but I was open to just letting you talk and kind of just explain your YouTube channel. But then it kind of went this way. Hey, man, it's even more interesting than I thought it would be. So yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, guys, a former cult member right here of the Xbox cult. It's interesting to me because I mean, we come in contact with people like this all the time, and when I was younger, maybe let's say 5 years ago, 6 years ago, when I was kind of just on Twitter getting my feet wet over here on Twitter, I would kind of do the back and forth, you know, because I was like the neutral gamer, and I would kind of try and pick their brain, like, why are you like this? Why can't you guys just admit this game is good? I would try and question them. I would try and like go back and forth a little bit, but it was so hard to get through to them. It got to the point where it's like, nah, it's not even worth it. I ended up ignoring, muting, whatever, if they just kind of came at me sideways or something. But it'd get to the point where I would like games or talk about games, and they would be like, no, you don't. You're not a neutral gamer. That's not real. It's because they don't live in a world where that's real. To them, it's like you're one side or the other, but in the reality and what they're so out of touch from is like, no, it's very possible to like all the platforms, you guys. It's possible.
It really is.
Just because you can't do it doesn't mean we can't. So I've definitely had those conversations. I don't know about you guys, but
No, I have too, Erica. Like, but
Yeah.
you know, we're like that's what I'm saying. Like when people say, "Are you an Xbox guy?" And I'm like, "What? Like I get the meaning behind it. Like maybe your preference is Xbox, but like I don't like to label people as Xbox guys or PlayStation guys. You know, they have a preference, but you know, they're at the end of the day, we're gamers, right? Like we love gaming, you know, and we love it whether it's on Xbox, PlayStation, PC. And you know that's the common bond that we have. It's funny that people are fighting over the thing that they both love,
right.
and if you think about it, like that makes no sense. You know, like you both love gaming, but you're fighting about it. What? like you guys should be talking about the games that you love, that you're enjoying.
Yeah,
You know?
I mean, it's possible to like gaming and share the love of gaming. You could still debate, we could debate about
Yeah,
what game's better than
absolutely.
the other, or like this genre, I don't like this for this reason, and the other person could like it. You know, there's always that back and forth that could still happen. But I think their imaginations just don't really go that far. You know, when it comes to like
Yeah.
doing podcasts and creating content, they probably just think, oh, it's one or the other. This is the war. This is it. That's what we're doing. But it's like, no, man, you can do so much more. But,
Man, they're fighting a war that doesn't even exist right now.
It really doesn't.
yeah, it's a box they put themselves in, and
Mm-hmm.
it's that I don't know. I couldn't do it. Maybe you know, they're
But-
better than me. I couldn't do it. There's no way.
But you know, Erica, it's really easy to get into it, and when you start surrounding yourself around like-minded individuals,
Yeah.
then it becomes then how you feel is validated on a daily basis,
Hmm.
and you just get stuck in this bubble.
Yeah, it's like a
And
cult,
it-
basically.
Yeah, exactly. It is exactly like a cult. I see it in live chats. Some of the dialogue, and then it, like, you know, we're talking about like Phil, and look, we're not trying to pick on Phil, but I just feel like, me personally, I don't see people chalk up Jim Ryan as much as I do Phil Spencer. But like I see that with him, like he's like a demigod for them. Like, he's amazing. He's so nice. You know, he loves gamers. He cares about us. He doesn't care about you guys. He cares about money.
Yeah, who cares about your pockets?
Yeah, he
That's
doesn't
it.
care. He's trying to talk to you so he can get your money. Like, he doesn't care like if you had a bad day.
Right.
He doesn't care about, give me my money. That's what Phil Spencer is. Same thing with Jim Ryan. He doesn't care.
Oh,
You want-
all
give
of
me-
them.
Yeah, all of them. They don't care. They don't care about us. I mean, it's, you know, they don't care about us. You know, but the way that, like, people also, it's funny, the way people even try to villainize Phil Spencer or Jim Ryan, that shit's hilarious too.
Yeah, it goes
Yeah.
both ways. It's like I noticed with Phil in particular, I think we've covered this on Backlog a few times, like his certain quotes that happened. Oh, Phil Spencer said this when 2 months ago he said something different, and people are freaking out on Twitter. And it's like, why is so much weight put into what Phil Spencer says? Like, he's a freaking PR mastermind over there. He's trying to get your money. He don't care about us. He's gonna say things that benefit
Yeah.
Xbox and himself. He's a businessman. They put so much weight in, like, oh, Phil, he betrayed us. He said this a month ago,
Yeah.
and now it's
He's a liar.
yeah, he's a liar, and it's like it makes the headlines, and people are talking about it on their podcasts about Phil. It's like, oh my gosh, you guys, like, what is going on? It's crazy.
It's funny. But it's weird. It's like, it's just this. It's really, again, like I say, it's really easy to get caught up in it because you really get like sucked into this, like, this echo chamber. And if it wasn't for some of the people that I met, who knows, maybe, and it wasn't for my wife looking at me sideways, maybe I'd still be in that. I don't know. I hope not.
I could picture myself, like, if my husband was doing that, I would be like, Kenny, please stop. Please. Please. Like,
You're sleeping on the couch tonight.
like, what are you doing? I would definitely be looking sideways, like, trying to
Would
figure
you really,
it
like,
out.
what if Kenny was like if he said to you, Erica, can you believe what Jim Ryan did? He's such a liar. That Spider-Man DLC, they're liars. Phil cares about us, so he loves us. Like, you'd be like, what would you?
What are you talking about? I mean, it sounds funny because, like, I'm more of like the gamer, and like I'm in the know more with news than he is. So I'm trying to even like imagine it. And that alone is like funny to me. But if it was that way, like, let's say it was like, because he's really into his car, right? He's into Acuras. So let's say it was about him hating Toyota or something. And he was just constantly like on the message boards, constantly like just fighting a war between cars. I'd be like, Kenny, like, what the heck? What are you doing? I think I would look at him sideways a little bit. Like, are you good? What's good?
Are you good?
Are you okay? Do you want to talk? What's going on? I think I would notice
my
maybe
goodness.
something's off, you know? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
I would be thinking,
That's
maybe I don't spend enough time with him. He's bored. He's like, I don't know. Like, you know what I mean? I would be tripping out a little bit.
Oh my goodness, that's hilarious. That is
Yeah.
hilarious.
Shar, I don't know. Shar, what would you do if you had like a,
My significant other was
Significant other.
deep into that.
yeah.
Oh man, I'd have an intervention. There's no, you're not coming into this house like that. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, that'd be crazy, but I know, BRAP, you're not going to be here too much longer. You only could be here for so long. Let's get into like a topic, I guess, before you go.
A topic, I guess.
Well, I don't know. Should we touch on the backlog thing we were going to discuss, Char? Or should we talk about this Nemesis system?
Whichever.
Patent thing. I don't know.
I mean,
I guess we'll leave it up to BRAP. We want to talk about this Nemesis system? You want to talk? We have a question about working on backlogs and gaming from a viewer. I guess we could do that one. Devil May Pie, shout out to you.
That's such a great name. I love that.
That is a great name.
You just mentioned Devil May Cry too earlier.
Yeah,
I know. The game that I fake hated.
Yeah. Fake hated. So it says, I know your podcast name is The Backlog, but how often do you guys replay some of your favorite games, especially with a dry spell of new games? Is that time best used to tackle your backlog? Yes, I say so. Do you ever feel bad for replaying a game rather than tackling new ones? So yeah, we are called The Backlog. So
surprise.
I guess, BRAP, we can get your thoughts on that question, or a couple of questions there. Do you have a backlog? Do you work on it? Or do you just kind of play the new stuff?
I do have a backlog, but I'm terrible with my backlog. So what ends up happening with me is this. I will buy games and not finish them, and I'll just dump them in the backlog, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, you know, like especially with this generation, what's happening with this generation for me is that because of like some of the performance boosts that we're getting on like older games, like let's say like Demon Souls, like I finished Demon Souls, right? Then I started playing Miles Morales, but then it's like I see Luca playing Sekiro on PlayStation, and I beat it on PC, but I'm like, I gotta play it 60 frames per second on PS5. I gotta see what this is like, right? And so I start playing that, and then I put it down because Call of Duty Cold War comes out, and I was talking to Code about it, and he's like, the story's cool. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna check it out for the story, and I liked it. I beat it, and then it's like, okay, I still have Ori on my PC. I'm gonna play that. Oh wait, I'm gonna stop playing that because I want to start playing Warzone again. So like, I never really like focus a lot on chipping away my backlog as much as I do just throwing more stuff into it.
Yeah.
So
Char makes fun of me because I do that sometimes.
I don't make fun of you. You definitely don't beat everything that you buy.
That's a lie.
Yeah.
I think everybody does that though. That's a lie? Really?
The fact that you don't make fun of me is a lie.
Oh. Well, I mean, how many hours do you put into multiplayer that you could be putting into a backlog, huh?
I get shamed for this all the time.
You know what, Erica? I'm with you because I'm playing Warzone again. And I stepped away from Warzone for a while. But I came back to it, and that's all I want to play right now. And that's taken away from me completing games because you get sucked into it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you know how it is, like playing Gears, like multiplayer, right?
It's different if if you're like enjoying it. I'm about to get sucked back into Final Fantasy 14 here soon because like patch 5.5 comes out in like fucking April, and I'm like, but like until then, I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna try to beat some games. I guess it's just me and the games I play because I don't play a lot of like multiplayer stuff, and you guys are. It's fine. You get sucked in. I understand.
Yeah. If I'm not playing multiplayer stuff, I definitely chip away at stuff, like for sure. Like I'll definitely start chipping away at my backlog. But but the multiplayer is what gets me. Like once I start once I go down that that route, it just takes away time from playing other stuff. And like I'll eventually go back to Sekiro, and but now it's like I want to go play Bloodborne for some reason now. And then I gotta download Control.
Power, okay? Yeah. These games have that power. Like you just see, like you said, you saw Luca playing Sekiro, and you're like, ooh. I mean, that happens to me too. Sometimes I see Luca tweeting about something. She just beat a certain boss. I'm like, man, I kind of want to run that back. Like I kind of want to feel that again. It's just it has that power to do that. Yeah.
It really does. And and I have like the other thing too is because I have PC, I got the Xbox Series X, I got the PlayStation 5, I have the Oculus Quest 2. Like my mind is on like overload right now. Like what do I play next?
You're set.
Yeah, and it's like I don't even really I haven't used my Oculus in some time now, which is kind of a shame. My 11-year-old actually uses it more than I do. Um, but like I got to go back to that at some point because there's some games I definitely want to check out on Oculus. But I think for me the thing that's really hard for me is that I have so many options, and it's like where do I start? Like
Yeah.
I subscribe to the Ubisoft what's it called, Erica, on PC? Ubi Plus or
Uh,
something?
oh, my mind's going blank. It's
It's
called,
like
they
it's like
changed the name. It's like a different
do they?
name.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
it's
I got
something.
that because I know I'm going to play Watch Dogs at some point. I know I'm going to play Assassin's Creed. I know I'm going to play whatever AAA game they have out. So those those games already pay for the service themselves. But like I have that, and then there's Steam. When the Steam sales come, you got to
Mhm.
buy games, right?
Of
Oh yeah.
course. Of course.
And then it's like, and then there's Game Pass, and then when there's stuff on Game Pass, it drops like Dragon Quest 11. Hello, like that just dropped on Game Pass.
Yeah.
Like that's a huge get for Microsoft,
You
by the
ain't gonna
way, in my
finish any of
opinion.
these games, Brap.
No, I'm not.
You just said Assassin's Creed, freaking
I know.
Watch Dogs, Dragon Quest. These are some
I
long
love this.
games. Yeah,
Those
there's
are
no
long
way.
ass games. Holy shit.
And then
I know.
then I'm gonna go back to Sekiro. I was like, no way.
Nah, man.
You're about to get hit up. Hey, let's play some Warzone. All right.
I know,
Let's go.
right? And like Mooch is gonna hit me up. It's like, Brap, let's play some Warzone. I'm like, all right, let's do it.
You're about, the dude. I completely can relate because that happens to me. I'll be like at work. Okay, I think I'm gonna finish up so and so game tonight. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go home. I'll play this game. Hey, Erica, let's play some Gears. All right, we're going. It's like I
Yep.
just drop it because sometimes you're like, well, I don't know when we're gonna be able to team up like this again. Everyone's free right now. Okay, let's go. You just take advantage. It's fun, so you want to do it and stream or whatever your plans were.
Yep.
They go out the window. Everything
Yeah.
drops. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think for me, it's just so. Oh, and I have the Nintendo Switch. It's just like it's just so many games for me and just not enough time.
Yeah.
That's my dilemma,
Definitely. Yeah.
and that's not a bad problem to have. But
Nope.
it's just no. But
It's frustrating.
yeah, it absolutely is frustrating. Like it's like my wife's like, why do you have all these games? Do you play this? Like she'll like literally, are you really playing these games? I'm like, yeah. In my mind, I'm like,
Nope.
sometimes.
It's probably because she's seeing like, well, didn't you just buy a game and then a week later
Yes,
you're buying another one and then
yes.
another one? And do you think being a content creator or being on a podcast kind of influences it because you don't want to miss out on like the new stuff? Do you think that's part of it or no?
It's a great question. Yeah, absolutely. When a new game like when Cyberpunk came out, I was like, I have to play this. Like, I didn't want to play it, but I was like, but I need it because there was so much controversy around the game, right?
Mm.
And I was like, I need to experience the controversy and see what this game's about. I was like, I was interested in the game because it's CD Projekt Red. But like, I was like, do I really want to get into a game that's like an RPG or, where I have to like, traverse a big map and, do all these side quests? Like, do I really want to invest that time? And I think part of it was, yes, I do, because I am a content creator and I need to talk about this game because it really is. It's like, it was like the hot topic item, like for a while, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like I think everyone was talking about Cyberpunk. So yeah, I absolutely like being a content creator definitely will actually sway some of my decision making what games I play.
I noticed that like when I was part of that other podcast I was on, that we were talking about the news all the time, right? What's new? It's like, what's the hot news? What's now? And we would compete at like how many games we beat. So that influenced me more back then. Like, oh, I gotta get this game. I'm not done with this one, but I'm gonna go ahead and get this one because I need something, I need to talk about this game and I need to make content, whatever. Now that I'm like not really doing that no more, I noticed that that's kind of changed because we counted our games from last year, right, Shar? And what did you have again?
Yeah. What?
What was your total again?
Well, my total I think was 26.
26, right? Mine was like 10. So I
It's respectable,
definitely, yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. But I definitely changed more into like, you know what? I'm just going to play what I want. And the backlog, we don't really do every single news piece. There's no pressure that I have to cover everything. It's like we just talk about what we want. So the pressure was like lifted. So that's why I was asking you, BRAP, like if that has to do with it, because like you, I think, do more of the news stuff than like we do, you know? So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Makes
we
sense.
definitely do more than you stuff. So like, you're right. Like when a new game, like when Cyberpunk came out, like I could talk about it on the show. Like okay, like I was playing it on PC. Slimmo was playing it on PC, and here are our experiences with with how the game ran, with the bugs and everything. Um, if I think if that game had released like well and no issues, and didn't have all the controversy, I might have probably put it in the backlog because I was playing some other stuff that I really wanted to finish. I just didn't get to. Like I wanted to finish Miles Morales. I still haven't finished it yet, believe it or not.
I haven't even started it. I still need to play it.
Yeah, and there's part of me wants to go back to Demon Souls because I just started New Game Plus. Oh my goodness.
You listing a whole list of games you ain't gonna play.
Oh my God, Erica, those Souls games are so good. You know,
Right.
you already know.
We definitely have
Oh my
that in
God.
common. I've been trying to get Shar to like hop on Bloodborne again and play these games,
Bloodborne's
and
so good.
it's so
I
good.
can't do it, man. I can't do it. Wait, no. So that second part of the question, because there's three parts, right, to the comment. So the second part is really interesting to me because they're like, "What do you play when it's like dry like this?" And I'm like, "Dude, is it dry? I have so many backlog games. I
Yeah.
don't ever feel like it's a dry spell for gaming for me."
Yeah, I don't think so either. I mean, and I think with like things like if you have access to things like Steam and Game Pass and
Yeah.
like the Ubi or whatever Ubisoft's thing's called now,
Mm-hmm.
like there's a lot of stuff you can get into. Like
Yeah.
there might be a dry spell in terms of like like the bangers coming
The
out, right?
hot
Mhm.
AAA, yeah.
Yeah, but there's definitely enough content to keep you busy between the bangers, like for sure. Like like with the platforms that I've have, like I could go back and yeah, there's just so much I could tap into.
Yeah.
So there's no dry spell.
No.
The way I kind of look at it is like the time between the games I buy. So like if I bought a game like okay, PS5 came out, right? I got Demon Souls, that was in November. Played that, beat that. I still have Miles Morales thanks to Kenny. I haven't even touched it yet. So I haven't really bought a game since. Well, Demon Souls was actually gifted. Shout out to Vendetta. But yeah, so I haven't really had like a brand new game that was bought either by me or for me. And then as time goes on, okay, that I see that as like, okay, that's backlog time. Once I beat Demon Souls, it's like, okay, now I started playing freaking Gears again, right, BRAP? I'm going through that original trilogy, and then I'm still streaming freaking Gears 5 when I can, and then I'm playing what's that, Spiritfarer. I started that game, and then you know what I mean? Like this is the time until I buy that next thing. That's how I kind of look at it. Not necessarily like what's out and what's coming out. It's like between when I bought games is like either dry or it's popping kind of thing.
Yeah, that's fair. What was the third part of that comment? I forget.
I forgot to.
Do you ever feel bad replaying a game rather than tackling the new ones? So I
Yes.
guess BRAP, like you just wanted to go back to Sekiro, right? You already beat it. Do you feel bad? That's
No, no, I don't. I don't. I mean, if it's like for me, if that's what's like, if that game is going to like scratch my itch, like to get like like something I really want to play, and I'm feeling that kind of game, or I want to really play that specific game like Sekiro, then yeah, I don't feel bad at all. Like I said, like I haven't beat Miles Morales yet, and Miles Morales is a great game. Like I've played some of it, and it's really good. But But I definitely don't feel bad going back to Sekiro and playing that again. Like I just don't, because I'm having a blast with Sekiro.
I wonder if that question, like the intention of it is because we are content creators. Like, do you feel bad for like not being able to cover those games or not being able to be up to date maybe, or not being able to, I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I know Shar doesn't feel bad.
I'm,
You've been
I
playing
mean,
these old
I don't-
ass games.
I don't replay games either, though. Like the last thing I can replaying was like recently I replayed the Persona 3. Was it Dancing Moonlight or whatever, the rhythm game? Because I had that in Japanese and then I got it in English. And then the thing before that was like the HD remaster of Kingdoms of Amalur, which I platinumed. Like that's the last two things in recent memory that I've like replayed. Everything else is like new. So I
Yeah,
just don't
that's.
replay games. I don't even like rebuy games, to be honest. Like
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
that's
like
true.
there's certain games that I've beaten that I just won't go back to ever again. And
yeah.
it's not because I didn't enjoy them. Like sure, I heard you mention Persona 3. Like I love Persona 5. Loved it. But I
Would
sunk
you play
about
it
a
again? No.
no. I
Yeah.
won't. Because I don't
It's a
I
long
put about
game.
130 hours into the game and I was like I don't want to do that again.
Right.
And it's not because it's a bad game. It's just because I don't want to invest that time. There's other stuff
I,
I'd
I
play.
feel like that with Assassin's Creed. Great game. So much fun. I don't think I'd put another 100 and whatever hours I have in that game back into it.
We should all list a couple games that we absolutely love but wouldn't go back. Like, because BRAP, I know you gotta leave soon, but like, do you have any others? I'm just curious. Like, is there anything that was like super good, but you're like, I'd never touch it again?
Um, Horizon Zero Dawn.
Okay.
Ooh.
Because and that could be because I think I played Horizon Zero Dawn, beat it, and then went in and then dove into Persona 5.
That's fair.
Mm,
And I really actually it's the first time I ever experienced gaming fatigue. I didn't want to I didn't
yeah, you
game for
got
like 2 weeks.
fatigued. Yeah.
Yeah, I literally did not game for 2 weeks. I was like I'm done. Because I spent so much time in those games. But that would be one. Obviously Persona 5, which is a shame because I have Persona 5 Royale and Creative Kofi's like, "Oh, you got to play it," and I'm like, maybe I will." But um, Halo 5, I won't ever go back to,
Mm, rip.
because I just didn't think that was a great game. Um,
But
Gears
you
5,
beat it
I won't go
though.
back to.
You beat them though.
Yeah, I beat him. Gears
Okay.
5, I won't go back to. I beat it. Won't go back to it because Gears. You know how I feel about Gears, Erica.
Yeah, we've
Um,
talked about this. I definitely like if you were able to stay longer, I would definitely talk more Gears with you because it's always funny. It's always fun to hear your because you're just so about the OG trilogy, which I totally understand. I mean, it's
because
great. It was so
that
good.
was that was there's that was groundbreaking at the time,
Yes.
and it's not a groundbreaking game. It's a good game. Don't get me wrong. It's just not what it used to be.
Yeah, it's like
And
it's a shell
I
now.
think and I think for some people who didn't experience the trilogy when the trilogy came out, it's hard for them to understand that. Um, and not that they're, and not that Gears 5 isn't a good game or Gears 4 is a bad game. I mean, they're both good games. They're just not like the trilogy.
In
They're just like,
comparison. Yeah.
I mean, you remember the whole Maria thing? Remember that?
I just got to that
The
part last
two?
night in my
Like,
stream. Yeah.
I mean, Erica, like the feels, right?
I mean, I was feeling it again. Years could go by. I already know Gears 3. It's gonna hit me. I already know
Oh,
what
Gears 3 is
because
so
you know
good.
what goes on there. Yeah, but even in 2 with Maria, yeah, I was like, this is the feels, and yeah, Gears 4 and 5 just doesn't really have that. They don't touch that at all.
No, they don't.
And
It
it's a
just, yeah.
shame because Gears, as dude bro as it was, and now how much testosterone was going on in those games, there was still heart and like
Uh-huh.
feelings where
There really was.
you can put yourselves in their shoes and feel what they're feeling. Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually it's funny. I was playing Gears 2. Was it Gears 2 or Gears 1? No, Gears
The
2.
goat.
And yeah, the goat. And there was dialogue between Dom and Marcus, and you could just tell like you could connect with the characters.
Mm-hmm.
And I just for some reason I'm not connecting with them. Although I will say in High Busters I did.
Busters was
Um
good.
yeah,
I
I
wish
connected
Shar
with the
would play that
characters
with
in High
me,
Busters.
but you know.
Yeah. Like did you like with High Busters I felt like they gave us a little bit to kind of chomp on with like the characters, like getting to know them because you would hear them talk about, them like during like, in between action sequences.
Mm-hmm.
But like at the end, like I was like, oh, I want more of this. Like I want to know more about this character, right? Or
Yeah.
what's motivating them to take on these missions, right? Um, and Gears 4 and 5, like it just, I don't know, it just didn't seem. They're just I don't know how to describe. I just couldn't connect with the characters. Like I didn't care about JD. I'm like,
He was so
didn't care about
bland. Yeah, he was
you're
bland.
so bland. And Kate, she was okay.
You know what the
Um,
crazy thing is? I mean, it's a, what's it called? Like a theory that they were really pushing this female character, right, with Kate, because they want to appeal to like female gamers. That's like the thing. Oh, Gears changed. They went with this female character. Even if that was true, the crazy thing is like I connected more with like Dom compared to her, and I'm a female.
yeah.
That just tells you that no, that doesn't necessarily work just because she's female. It's about what they go through. It's about what they're feeling and what they express. And like yesterday, I was playing Gears 2, and I know, Shar, you're probably like, what the heck, man? We're talking Gears? But let me just say this. I was playing Gears 2.
Go up, man. Go up.
And that Maria part, right? And can you visualize it, Brap? Like you have Dom holding her, right?
Yes.
And he's like, Marcus, I don't know what to do, man. I don't know what to do. And Marcus puts his hand on his shoulder and he just says, Dom, it's okay. And in that moment, at those two words, Dom knew what he had to do. And that was like, I was like, this moment is freaking epic. But Gears 5 and, you know, the nowadays, you just don't, those moments are not there.
No, it almost seemed like Gears 5 was okay. Like, yeah, we know Kate's going through a thing. She's, you know, trying to maybe discover who she is, whatever the case is. And, you know, Marcus and, you know, JD, whatever, their banter. But it just, it was so shallow. And it felt like filler just to get to the next action sequence where, like, that part that you described, it isn't like, what's it? I haven't played Gears 2 in a long time. And when I started playing it again, you know, truth be told, Eric, I looked so bad I couldn't play it anymore. I was like, I can't play this.
Oh, I think it still holds up.
I don't know.
I mean, it's not all of it, but like most of it, I think is fine.
Yeah. So I didn't get to that point, but I feel like at one point where he finds her, and she like talks to him for a second, right?
Maria?
Yeah.
He sees her as he thought. How do I put it?
Okay.
He sees her in the past form. Like, so she was dressed differently. She looked healthy.
Yes.
But she
looked healthy.
I think.
But she wasn't.
I don't think she talked.
I thought she was like, he's like Maria, and like they found her, and then she's like Dom, and then like she like died or something.
I
don't
think
remember.
she, but he did see her differently than what she was, and Marcus was like, Dom, like, dude, are you seeing this? Like, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And
Mark
then,
was like, dude.
And
like,
then he was like hugging her, and then he backs off his head off her shoulder, and then he sees her for what she really is, and that was like, he was just like, oh my god, like it's crazy. Yeah.
But they built that up though. They built that scene up throughout the whole game, right? There's a sequence where like he's talking to like Marcus, like I gotta find like I remember he's like, what's like before like they're in the hospital or something. And I think Dom's like, what have you found about my missing family or something?
He's been trying to find her like the whole game.
And
and then there was even a part where Marcus is like, okay, we found the hive. We got to get in this Nexus. We're here. Dom, let's go. And he's like, no, Marcus, like I have to find my family. So he fought him on it like through the whole game.
Yeah. And
yeah.
I didn't feel like there was moments like that built up to, like with the characters in Gears 5, there were moments that built up to like a scene or sequence in that game that made you like put your controller down, like, wow.
Yeah.
And that's what that game's missing right now. And I don't know why. I don't know if it's because maybe they need to take a break. But Hive Busters is a better game in my opinion, because it was short. It gave you enough to like kind of connect with the characters, but for me it gave me enough to where I'm like, okay, at the end of that game I'm like, I want more of this now.
Yeah, like you kind of want to see what they're up to next, kind of thing.
Exactly. Like they're like a team. It's not Marcus, you know. and maybe there's Marcus fatigue for me, you know.
Yeah, well, you were saying before the show, Marcus should be killed off. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute.
Let me tell you, in Gears 4, when the what's it called got him, I was like, yes, he's gonna die.
Oh man.
And then it was like, no, he's still alive.
I mean, maybe like I don't know. Maybe you're right. And I don't mean that in like in a sinister way, but it's like maybe he was right. Maybe he does need to go. I don't know. Man.
Y'all need to chill.
Yeah, I
can't
know.
help it,
This became
Shar.
like a Gears
I
rant.
can't help it. If someone comes on the show, listen. Someone comes on the show, they bring up Gears. I ain't gonna stop them. We going,
Yeah,
man.
it really like the first it was so iconic.
Yeah,
You
for
know, like
reals.
it just it wasn't like this like game with these like big brute looking guys. The testosterone like driven game and blood and violence. It had a lot of depth to it,
Hmm.
and that was the brilliance of Gears, the trilogy, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's what
You
I'm
know,
saying. Like it's definitely had some heart in there, for sure.
yeah, not
And
anymore, but Shar, as we're talking, it's funny. Like we're talking about Gears, I was just thinking about like Persona 5.
Hmm.
I think I don't. I think that not just because of the amount of time, because I know the story too, and there's certain like twists in that game that had
Hmm.
me like, whoa,
No, I
like,
know. I know
and
exactly what you mean.
yeah, and I'm like, I wouldn't feel that again playing it a second time.
You're talking to the wrong person about Persona 5, by the way.
Oh, okay.
yeah, Shar hasn't beat it yet.
I haven't played it yet.
Oh, you haven't played it. Okay.
I'm still waiting for
But-
that stream. I'm gonna
but-
be 50 before that
Oh
damn
my
stream
gosh.
comes out.
No, but the sentiment is there because I was thinking about it too, and I was like, man, I don't think I could play Dragon Quest XI, like at least like the first half of it, because I guess I only played half of it, which is like so fucking crazy. But like that first half is like, yeah, there's like story beats and stuff. Is just like it takes you by surprise, and you're like, oh man, what's gonna happen next? Like, and I can't go through that again because it's like it's not. There's no surprise in it anymore.
Yeah,
There's no excitement in that
Yep.
way. Which is why I don't replay. If anybody doesn't know why I don't replay RPGs, it's because I like the story is most of the game, and like once you play something, you can't play it again because then I don't know.
I wonder if that's
It's not
like
exciting.
is that like an RPG thing maybe?
I mean,
'Cause-
it could be
Yeah,
anything.
I
I
think
mean,
it'd be anything, yeah.
but like I know what happens in Uncharted 2 doesn't mean I'm gonna play Uncharted 2 again. Like,
yeah, because that's more of like I guess combat heavier and
but
like
it is story heavy as well.
true.
Like as much as it is a shooter, it is like an adventure game. But it doesn't mean like that. I would rather go replay that than like than like I don't know, like Final Fantasy 12 or something.
Because it is
like
shorter.
forever,
It's a shorter experience, maybe. That's why. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
You know
mean,
what's-
there is that too, but
You know what's weird is that like as we're talking about like games that we've already played and maybe not go back to because we played them, because like that wow factor may not be there. But it's interesting. Like I probably don't feel that way about remakes. Like if I think about like I played. I'm old, so I played the original Final Fantasy VII on the first PlayStation.
I mean, same. I not when it came out, obviously. I'm too young for it, but I did play.
Yeah, and like when that game came out in 1990. Oh my God, was it 97, 98?
I think it was 97 or 98. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it was like epic, and it was a big deal. And I still prefer. I like Sephiroth as the over. Well,
Choose your
I
words
prefer,
carefully.
yeah. Well, I was gonna say I prefer him over Kefka, but Kefka's like definitely more of the evil villain.
Oh, Kefka's got more philosophical implication though.
Yeah. Yes, that's
which
true.
Which makes him more interesting. But
Yeah.
I also haven't beaten that game either. But I
Oh,
know
like-
about Kefka and what happens anyways.
Yeah,
But yeah.
Kefka's a nut, but yeah, he's So the two greatest villains I think in the Final Fantasy franchise. I think we could debate like which ones. Anyhow, but
They're pretty damn good though.
yeah, they are. But with Final Fantasy VII, and I knew what's going to happen in that game. But the remake, there were certain things in that game that were a little bit different. I should say a little. They were pretty different.
They were pretty damn different.
Yeah, I should say a little. They were actually pretty damn. Like
They added a whole bunch too.
Yeah.
Like, so much.
Yeah, but that even though I had experienced it, and I think Chart to your point because they did do a whole lot of different stuff to it. It felt so fresh, to me that I was like, oh my God, I can't wait for the sequel now to this. This game's amazing,
Well, that's the
and,
thing
and
is, like, oh, sorry, go.
no, I was gonna say, but I think the other thing too is the nostalgia factor for me. Like, when am I gonna see? When am I gonna meet Sephiroth again? And I remember the first time I see Sephiroth in Final Fantasy, I screenshot it and I tweeted. I said, "We meet again after 20 something years." And like, I'm sure people are looking at me like I'm weird, but like,
Yeah.
Like, but that sequence, that scene gave me the feels. Like, I'm like, dude, we meet again. Like, this has been 20 years, and this is like, it was just such an epic experience for me, and and like the nostalgia just kicked in, and I tweeted that out. I'm like, yeah, here we are, 20 years later, we meet again. It was
Yeah.
awesome.
I remember. I don't know if I still have a video. I never posted it. I don't think, but I have a video of me watching the trailer to the remake of Final Fantasy VII and just like, like, handle the trailer and like the game. I was like, this is bad. If I react this way to the game, it's all over for me.
I remember.
No,
that.
but I think. Oh, you remember? Oh, fuck. She remembers. Anyways, no, but I think no, I definitely agree with you. But I also was gonna say, I prefer remakes over remasters, unless it's like I just said that I played in like the was it Kingdoms of Amalur Re-Reckoning, and like that's one of my favorite games. Kingdoms of Amalur, if you don't know, it's one of my favorite games. I don't know why I can't. I could do a whole video probably on why, but that game literally basically nothing was updated. It's just HD now, and I played the shit out of it. But like, yeah, I'd rather a remaster of like everything, like overhaul of like the entire game, to like an HD version of the game I've already played, because you could add so much more and you get different people on the team, and it becomes a whole new experience rather than like the same experience, maybe just a little nicer. I don't know.
No, I think it's a great point. Like, like Final Fantasy VII is probably, I think, in my opinion, probably the best example of that. Like, where
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
they kept they kept true to the game in certain areas. Other areas not so much, which I'm not going to get into because there's spoilers. But
Yeah.
um, but yeah, like even like the music, when the music hits,
Oh my
you
god.
know,
That music, when that music hit though, that music hit.
yeah, it did, and then oh my god, to me, I had this. My biggest complaint about my PlayStation 5 is I don't have my dynamic themes anymore. They didn't come with me, and
Oh,
on the PlayStation 4 Pro, I had when Sony had announced Final Fantasy VII, I think the remake,
yeah.
they had
Mhm.
like a dynamic theme with Aerith's theme song
Yeah.
playing and I had that every time I fired up my PlayStation 4 Pro,
You
that song came
cry?
on. Yeah, I cried, right? No, you know what? When the first time I saw Aerith in Final Fantasy VII Remake, I'm not gonna lie, I caught the feels. When that
Cut the
song
feels.
hit,
Let's
oh my
go.
god, I'm like, "Oh, Aerith, no." I'm like, "No." I'm just like, it was I put down the controller and I'm
Oh
like,
no. Oh no.
I'm telling you, the feels were real. And she
Dude.
talked for the first time. I'm like, "Oh,"
Oh
and I
my
hear the
god.
song, and I'm like,
Let's
this song is
go.
song's
Yep.
iconic."
Yep. It's iconic. It honestly is.
Oh my
Pretty
goodness.
great. Oh my god. But yeah, no, I could go off about the in that game, but the dynamic, like into the battle theme. Oh my god. Oh
Yes,
my god.
yes.
Anyways, yeah.
Yeah,
No.
such a good game.
I'd rather have that though than just like slap an HD like, filter on everything. Looking at you, Final Fantasy VIII remastered, not even.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
That's kinda my fear with,
feel
the
bad.
Mass Effect, Legendaries edition, or
Oh
is that what it's
yeah, I know.
yeah, it's like it's a remaster. I would have preferred a remake. I mean, it looks pretty good though. Like the screenshots they showed, I thought looked pretty good.
I
But
mean, it'll look fine just because that game is already like it looks fine.
yeah.
But like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Erica, what do you think? Are you excited for those Mass Effect games coming back?
I'm sorry, I was talking with the chat.
I know, I know. It's
No,
fine.
you
I
good.
saw
Go
you.
off. Go off, man. You go.
No, I'm asking you. Did you ever play it, Mass Effect, Erica?
Yeah. I played I played 2 and 3, not the first one.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
One is not
So
good.
I do want to play them again, but I'm hoping
like-
it's like dead, like dry, quote unquote, so I have time.
What? Oh, I see.
Because they're long.
But are you like cautiously optimistic about like the remaster of them? Like you're like not expecting a lot?
I haven't really
'Cause I'm
thought
not
about it.
expecting, honestly.
Well, aren't they censoring somebody's booty up in there? Is it Miranda's booty?
Are
not gonna be-
Miranda, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
No
my
more
god!
And Miranda's
no more
like-
booty shots.
Yeah,
Hold on, it's already trash. I'm not even buying it now. I can't
That's
see
a
fucking
thing. I'm
Miranda's
pretty
booty.
sure. I'm pretty sure
Oh,
that's a
that's
thing.
Fucking,
Yeah, no, it is a thing. Yeah.
That's
There's like
gross.
there were some scenes where like she was having dialogue with someone, and like the camera was positioned away, you'd see her butt.
What, dude?
And they're not.
That's like
They're,
half the game.
it really is kind of half the game. Kind of thing.
It's like,
You know, and it's funny. Like you can't miss it in the game either. Like if you play,
You
it,
really
like,
can't.
you're like, oh my gosh, like her
She's
butt's
right
like
there.
right. Yeah, it's like right there. Like
Yeah,
So, yeah,
I don't understand. You know, Mass Effect.
stupid.
Honestly, like there's some hot characters in Mass Effect. So it's like, dude,
Hot
why-
characters.
even some of the guys, it's like, why they
Dude,
gotta
yeah.
censor? You know, I don't get it. I don't see. Like who?
Wait, does
who
that mean
complained?
the whole? Wait, was it in 2? I'm pretty sure it's in 2. What about the
Two.
whole like
yeah, too. Yeah,
the strip club, man?
Yeah,
Does it do-
wasn't that?
that's a good question.
And doesn't 3 have like the club, like the
There's a
dance
club,
club?
in both. I think there's a
Yeah.
club in both.
Right.
There's a club.
What
Yeah.
are they gonna do? They're gonna censor the fucking Brandis booty, not the club? I'm gonna fucking.
Because aren't they
Maybe, I don't
dancing?
know.
Aren't some people dancing a little risque? Like I remember like
Very risque.
You
I
can literally, as Shepard, go and get a lap dance.
yeah, that's
Yeah, you
right.
can get a lap dance.
Yeah, that's right. And I
Like,
I
what are they
totally
gonna
did
do?
it too.
Of course you did it. Of
course.
Everybody did.
Of course.
Everybody
like,
said, "Hey, I'm gonna get a lap dance in the game." Of course I am.
dude, what makes Mass Effect so good, and even Dragon Age when I played like Inquisition, is like when you like have the love interests and you have the stuff
Yeah.
going on. Yes, that's what's
That's
part
the
of
best
it.
part.
Right.
They're gonna get rid of that shit. I'll be so
I
mad. I'm
mean-
so mad. Dude.
You can't show no damn curves, I guess, in the back. I don't know.
That's stupid.
Yeah.
Very,
so-
very interesting. I was kind of surprised by that. I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's weird.
kind of
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. Real quick before, because I have to get going here in,
yeah,
in,
yeah.
in
We're
a
about to
minute,
wrap
but,
up soon too.
But I do have a quick question for both for the both of you. This is a Mass Effect question. So everyone here has played the trilogy, right? Like you played 1, 2, 3.
I feel like I
No.
only beat 2 and might have played a bit of 3, but I can't remember. I can't remember much about 3 if I did play it.
I'm like the opposite. I played 3 and beat it, and then but 2 I didn't beat it.
I tried to
Oh,
play
okay.
1, and it was not. I
Yeah,
couldn't get into 1.
One's not
so-
really that good.
Yeah, it's not that great.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you if which of the 3 Mass Effect games you think is the best. There's like a running debate on Twitter. I'm in the Mass Effect 2 is the GOAT camp.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
So-
2 was good.
Mass
I
Effect
just
2 is pretty damn goat. I'll tell you.
that's the main reason I want to play this remaster is for 2, because I
Right?
remember I started it, I put a lot of time into it, and then I don't know what happened. Like I don't know if Gears happened. I don't know because I just stopped
Gears
playing.
might have happened.
Maybe.
Gears
Yeah.
might have
It might
I
have
think Gears
happened.
probably happened, Erica.
Probably. So
Hey, did
so
yours
long ago.
happen? Because I feel like yours happened. But
It's safe. That's a safe bet. All right. But
Yeah.
that's like the main reason. Yeah. But see, then
I'm trying to.
But I feel like I should start at 1 and then go to 2 and then 3. I don't know.
1, I will say 1 has more RPG elements than the other 2. They
Yeah,
dialed it
I hear
back.
that.
They dialed it back, the RPG elements in 2 and 3. Made it more shooter-like, I want to say.
More action adventure for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
But I
Yeah.
like that. I felt like that was a nice like
That was more. I
progression
felt.
for the game.
Yeah, that felt more like what they. I don't know how to say this, but like it fit the sci-fi genre more, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
I
like-
can see that.
The way the rest of the game played and the way that you interacted with the game, it just made more sense, I feel. But I'm trying to remember if I played 3. I'm like going crazy right now. Wait,
Yeah,
when, did,
three-
when did Jack show up? Did Jack show up in 2?
She showed up in 2. I didn't
Yeah.
romance her, but I heard
didn't
that
either.
romance. I heard that romance thing's pretty intense.
Oh, yeah.
Intensive. Or intense. Yeah, intense.
But she shows up in. I must have played 3. I might have not beaten 3, but I must have played 3. Anyway,
I liked 3.
Yep.
I know the ending and all that. That was a huge outrage
Oh
thing.
my gosh, people were.
It was
Oh my
crazy.
God,
It was.
people
I
mad about that
remember.
movie.
It was crazy, but I liked it. And then remember, I had that multiplayer stuff. It's kind of funny. And then remember with the Connect, you could like give commands. I don't know.
Oh
if you-
yeah,
do you remember that,
I
Brad?
remember that. Yes.
I think I did that like 2 times and then I stopped. But yeah, you could be like, I forget the commands. I think you could tell them like where to go and shoot.
Yeah, you could be like go like
right,
so and so.
left,
Go
or
right, go left. Yeah.
get in
do
cover.
command.
Yeah, take cover kind of thing.
Take cover. Yeah.
That was funny. But
Oh my
yeah,
goodness.
I'm like I said, like I'm hoping it's kind of dead-ish where I don't have a lot of new games and then I could get it and then play it. But I haven't really
Yeah.
thought about the quality though. Honestly, I haven't really been thinking about it too much because I don't know if I'm gonna get it day one.
Well, I probably won't get it day one, but I'll probably look at it and want to play them again.
All right, I got one more question before I have to head out.
Okay.
Do you think that is anyone interested in the collector's edition cachet for Mass Effect that doesn't come with the game? It's $150.
I saw that.
It doesn't come with the game? Wait, what is this
No.
bullshit?
But it comes with a sweet helmet.
And you could wear it, right? You could wear it.
Yeah, it's carbon fiber. It has, of course,
Nice.
PC. It's got LEDs.
Oh man, yeah, I
The
saw
vi-
that.
And
Yeah, the visor lights
And
up.
it
You can
does-
change colors.
I could commission a cosplayer to make that for me. Come on.
Yeah, it's they've done this before. Didn't Andromeda do this?
I
Or
don't
there's been
remember.
other games where they're like, yeah, you got this sweet helmet or sweet whatever, and the game doesn't come with it. That's happened
That's so
before.
dumb.
Yeah, it's
Some other
bad.
games have done that. Yeah.
It's bad.
Yeah.
But no, I'm
Yeah.
definitely not getting it. It looks cool. I saw the helmet, but I'm sorry. I'm not getting that. I'm good.
Yeah.
Well, if you can't put the helmet on, what goes the helmet?
I think
know
you
what I mean?
No,
can.
you can wear. You can definitely wear the helmet. Like they
It's
said,
not
it's
gonna
like.
be one size fit all. That's why I'd rather commission somebody to make it to my size than
I
actually
didn't
have a
think about
fucking
that.
helmet.
Yeah.
I mean, Shar, we know your head is big, but come on.
All right, you know what? Definitely not. Definitely not that.
Yeah.
If anything, my head is super small.
Oh,
Head
well.
empty.
Hey,
Only emojis.
yeah, Erica Shar, I actually have to go. My son's
Yeah, I was just
actually-
about to say it's
he's
great
down here right
having you
now.
though. Brap, it
Yep.
was awesome. Finally, you got to be
Thank
here. Thanks for coming by. You want to go ahead and just quickly just say bye to everyone where they can catch you?
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. You might hear my kid yelling.
Okay, maybe not. I could put the
Hold
links
on, hold
below.
on, hold on
I
just a
can,
sec.
I'll go for it.
Hold on, just a second.
You guys, if you just search BRAP on YouTube, you
All
should
right.
be able to
They're
find
yelling.
it.
I know what's going on.
there you go.
Yeah, real quick. Erica Shar, this was actually a lot of fun. I had a blast. I love talking video games, so this was fantastic. Had a great time. If you have me back, I would love to come back and talk more video games.
For sure.
And we got to get, Shar, I know you're in Japan. I don't know how that might work if we can get you on BRAP, but we'd love to get both of you back on BRAP. But yeah, thank you again for the invitation. Had a blast. Everyone in the live chat, check Basement Radio Arcade podcast live every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern time. If you want to give me a follow on Twitter, it's BRAP_podcast. So come check us out and give me a follow on Twitter. So thank you again. I really appreciate Erica and Shar. Had a blast. And I'll definitely catch you guys later.
For sure. And
Yeah.
let's play Legends, damn it. I'll catch you later.
Yes, we got to play Legends. Yes, we got to play
Yeah,
Legends.
let's go. All right.
Yeah.
Have a great
All
one.
right. All right. Take care.
Bye.
See ya. Bye.
Good night.
Oh,
Shout out to Brap. He's cool.
yeah.
You like
yeah.
He's good, right, Shar? I don't think you've met
Yeah.
him before. Yeah.
I mean, he can talk to both of us. That's very rare to.
Yeah, it's like, okay, I was telling the chat, I'm like, see? Okay, I got the Gears chat. Now
Here's
Shar
the
got the
thing.
Final Fantasy chat.
Absolutely no shade to any of our guests ever. No shade to anybody. But I feel like it's rare that we get a guest that can talk to either of us with like a specialized like topic. Does that make sense? Does everybody understand?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
you can
it
talk
hasn't
Gears
really-
and then automatically go right to the Final Fantasy talk. Like, that I feel like that's pretty rare. Maybe I've not talked to a lot of people in my life.
Well,
That that's the case, but I'm just saying.
yeah, maybe it's just a matter of like, it just hasn't really come up. Like, there's probably been guests.
It's true.
There's definitely been guests that I bet you could talk Final Fantasy or they could talk
That's-
these certain
that's
games, Dragon
That's all right.
Quest or whatever, but it
I
didn't
just
come
don't-
up.
I don't speak up. Maybe that's why. I don't know. I'm fucking.
You gotta just be like, Erica, stop with the Gears. Let's talk about this. You gotta just slap me in the face.
Well, the
and do
fact
it.
okay, but the fact that we don't have any topics really today doesn't really help that conversation. Anyways,
Maybe-
should
but
we
maybe
move
it
on
did.
to that other topic.
Nah, we're running out of time. We got movie night tonight. Yeah.
Oh my god, you fucking I can't.
So
believe-
the other topic was that WB patented. Did I say that right? Patented.
yeah, sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
whatever. The Nemesis system and I actually had a graphic for this, and I didn't even.
You had a graphic everything.
It's been on the
Oh my
same
God.
freaking backlog because we didn't really
Yes.
get to like
Yes.
the topic, But okay,
That's
so
fine.
WB is gonna own it, people are debating if it's a good thing or not because it takes away the option for other games to have it, right? 1-to-1, they're not going to be able to do this without maybe facing some legal something. They could get sued or something.
Backlash. Yeah, we were talking about it before, but like I think this is the first time we've ever seen like a patent for something that is basically a gaming system, because like games get ripped off all the time of other games, or like you find one system in one very, very similar to things. Like, come on. The system in Hollow Knight where you lose your money and you have to go back and get it, is that not the soul system? That's literally the soul system, and that's been done like a million times. But like, to patent that system so nobody else can do it unless they like, you know, give rights to like a certain company is like, we don't see that a lot in games. Like, that's just not a thing.
Right.
So this is, I was surprised.
Okay, so question, if someone wanted to use it, if some developer wanted to use it, they could pay them for, I guess, the rights?
I feel like they could ask them if like something similar could be implemented, like, because they own it, right? I'm not actually sure about all the legal stuff in the background that goes into this, but I would imagine that if somebody wanted to do something similar to it, that they would have to approach WB and ask them, give them their model and be like, hey, is this okay if we use this? It's not really encroaching on your patent, sorry. But and then they could probably just say yes or no or something. I'm assuming that's how it works, right? Is that how it works, guys?
I would assume.
I don't know how patents work.
That's from my understanding. I was reading, you know, this article
That's how
and all
I
that.
understand it. Without going and like actually going like a 3-hour dive on how patents work and stuff. But yeah, there's that.
True. I mean, I'm still kind of like trying to understand it and stuff, but it's going to be interesting to see because this goes live February 23rd. After that,
bottom line is kind of a dick move, to be quite honest.
I'm kind of on that side because I understand they created it and I understand that they'd want rights to it and maybe make some money off of it but then at the same time, it's like, well, wouldn't you want to just be influential and have other developers maybe take a twist on it or make it better? Because like you brought up like Soulsborne stuff, that Dark Souls formula of like losing your souls after death. You've had other games that they've done it, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's like better or anything. They've just done it their own way, and that's what's cool. You influenced this whole type of genre basically. Like, wouldn't that be cool? You could be the Dark Souls. I know that we say that a lot, but you could be the Dark Souls of the Nemesis system and creating it. And then now that's a huge compliment at the end of the day, that they're using that formula. They thought it was so good that now they want to do it too. As long as it's not exactly Lord of the Rings or exactly to the T of what it is, I don't see the problem. But business and money. So, you know how it is. And it's WB, so
yeah,
it's not like super surprising, I guess.
What was I reading in this? This not until has the option to maintain the patent through 2035, providing
which
they keep up the necessary fees,
yeah.
Which they totally will because they're fucking Warner Brothers. They have billions of dollars.
It is a cool system though. I love Shadow of Mordor and just that system of like, dude, you go after a boss, right? And he gets away. Or it's like an enemy, and he'll like have a vendetta against you. He'll remember you, and he'll say some dialogue like, "Oh, it's you," kind of thing.
Yeah.
And you beating it. There's like a hierarchy. You beat him, then the next dude. Like you move up a hierarchy and stuff with those dudes. So it's cool, but yeah, at the end of the day, I mean, I really haven't seen much of this before, like you said.
Yeah. Oh well.
It'd be like
Whatever.
Like a patent on like Metroidvania or Metroid, and it's weird. It's weird. Yeah, but that was like the only main topic we had, and we never got to it with BRAP. So
Rude.
really
you don't
funny.
want to do my game. I like painstakingly set up for.
I mean,
you don't want to do that.
We could. You know what we could do? We could save that for next time.
Oh my god. Okay.
So that way we can have like a full list, and we can add more to it. Maybe I can come up with some to throw at you.
Sure.
Okay.
I've only got 5
we'll do that
questions, but I've got. What is that? I can't do math. Hello. Anyways. Anyways, you think of some.
I mean, what was it again? We could give like the teaser, I guess, for next time.
The teaser. So it's 2 with game titles. So I'm gonna give 3 titles, and one of them is fake, and you have to find out which one is fake.
Right. Okay.
But yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
That'll be fun.
That's the game.
And yeah, Raven, I know it's like you're talking about my example with the Metroidvania. It's a mechanic, not a genre. What I mean is like the little things within what makes it a Metroidvania. You know, having to go get a certain ability to get past a certain part and like things like that. And there's other games we could come up with. That's just something that came to my mind. But you guys know what I'm talking about. Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much our show. Again, thank you to BRAP. Shout out to him for coming through. He's a hard man to get on Saturdays. You heard the kitties in the back, you know? He's a busy man, family man.
Yeah.
So yeah, he was great though, and shout out to the chat. Shout out to I know Racer was in there. He said if we never mentioned Gears, we would get donations. Oh no!
Ooh, that did not happen.
That did not happen tonight.
Not happen tonight.
I'm telling you.
Does it ever? Can somebody? I'm not gonna do it, but I want somebody to go back in all the backlog episodes we've had up until now. How many of them you mentioned Gears as capacity?
It's not every show.
Come on.
No way.
I want to know. I want to know though. It has to be. I feel it happens.
That would be funny though if somebody actually.
That'd be really funny.
Yeah,
really
that's
funny.
A lot of time. Though.
Even if it's like, hey, what are you playing recently, Erica? And you're like, man, I got into Gears again.
So I feel like just the mention, you know what? You might not be far off. Yeah, you might not be far off.
It might be every single episode. I want some to go back and they won't.
I'm not doing it. No one here. Someone else could say. Someone else could do it. I ain't doing it.
It would be funny if somebody did that though. Anyways, yeah.
We out or what's up? What you doing?
You didn't actually talk about what we've been playing though.
I know.
Beginning. Cool. It's chill. You've been playing Gears.
Shut up, Dad.
Have you really?
Yeah, you know I'm playing the OG trilogy again. I'm on Gears too. I played last night.
That's right. You did mention that. You're not playing anything else other than that, though? It's literally just Gears 24/7 out here?
Listen. I started a new position at work. I've been busy. I've been working, all right? I'm a working woman right now. So, when I get time to stream, that's when I play. And it's been Gears. Oh my God. I'm close to beating Spiritfarer, though. So I just need to, get that done.
Here you go. Final push. Let's go.
I know. So, yeah.
Beating a game. Let's
hit the like button. Yeah, hit the like button, you guys. What was I going to say? So, yeah, you're... Okay, let them know where you're at with streaming and all that good stuff.
Oh my God. Shit. What do I stream? Oh yeah. I stream on Twitch because there's no mixer. Twitch.tv DRIN_SAN Drinsan. That is me. I have links in the description there. I actually made a link tree the other day for you guys. If you're interested in that.
Okay. I still gotta do that.
Yeah. It's all right. It's all right. I could add to it a little bit, but whatever. Anyways, that's where I usually end the stream. If you want to catch me, if you can, catch me if you can. I don't think I ever watched that movie.
I've seen some of it.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, that's where I am.
Somebody should You should Photoshop if no one does it. Photoshop Catch Me If You Can the cover and put Charlotte's face on it.
Oh my God! Wait, is that? Catch Me If You Can.
It's
like that again?
It's with Tom Hanks.
It's Tom Hanks. Why do I think it's John Candy's?
And there's I could visualize it. It's like a white cover, and he's running or something.
Oh, it's blurred the fuck though.
Yeah.
It's DiCaprio and Hanks. Lol. That's fucking funny though. Oh wait, there's an alternate. Oh my God, what if it's Catch Me If You Can, but it's just both of us?
Here, this will help. Look. Okay. Let me
oh my God.
That. I have my mixer thing in the
back.
back.
I'm thinking of.
But okay, use the. If you could see the stream char, I put our little what do you call it? Profile picture. The new backlog picture. I haven't even talked about this on the stream yet.
Oh my God! Can we talk about the new fucking picture?
Yeah, it's up on the screen.
It's so long. Oh my God. Hey guys, we have a new art.
Look at us. We look so cute.
We look so cute. Yeah. That's what it is. Also, we have a Twitter for Backlog Pod. I keep forgetting. We never talk about it. But we do have one. I don't have access to it. It's only Erica. But
I think so right now. Yeah.
Yeah. You can find us on Twitter at the Backlog Pod. Also, there's an Instagram, but I don't know. We're not really good at updating these things. We're actually pretty bad. But
I mean,
you know,
it's got a new banner. It's got, I shared the
yeah, it's
streams
got
on
our
there
new
and
stuff
everything.
on it. It looks
Yeah.
good.
But
So-
yeah, that's our new art. Shout out to Oblivious334, my artist who's also done like my Persona 5 inspired profile picture, which you could see, with my name right here on the
Everywhere.
screen.
And literally everywhere.
Literally everywhere. He's amazing. Like, he's awesome. If you guys want to ever have him, do a commission for you, let me know. I can get you his contact info. He's freaking amazing. But yeah, we had that done, and I keep forgetting to like show you guys who are watching. For all the audio listeners, just check out our Twitter. You'll see it there, the Backlog Pod. Check it out. You can check out the new art. Looks awesome. I'm so happy
Yeah.
with it. Like, he's so good. You just tell him what you want, kind of thing, and he's like, okay, let me sketch it out. And he just gives me like 4 options, and then we go from there. It's freaking great.
There you go.
Yeah, so that's it, you guys. Yeah, like Shar said, you can find where was it? Drinson? Is it still the same on Twitch?
On Twitch, yeah,
Twitch,
yeah.
yeah. Go follow Shar. Go check it out. Check out the streams, and me as well. Eric Hits for the Win on Twitch and YouTube, where you're probably watching this right now. I just hit 10K subscribers. Finally.
Yes. Let's
Finally. So I'm like, whew,
halfway to
relieved.
20K. Let's do it.
I'm like, no, I'm good, man. I think I'm gonna retire.
Oh shit.
So
no.
okay, I did want to announce this though before we go. I am gonna do a 10-hour stream. All right, next Saturday. That's what day is that? The 13th, February 13th on Twitch. 10 hours. I could do it. I think I could do it.
You can do
I'll be
10
all right.
hours.
I'll be all
10
right.
hours.
And Shar, I want you to be there. All right, let's play a game together. Let's do something.
My God. Wait, what? The 10th?
The 13th. It's a Saturday.
Oh, sorry, 13th.
Well, my Saturday.
Sunday. Yeah.
We'll
I'm
figure it
down.
out. We'll play something. Co-op or something.
Raids? Destiny 2 raids?
Maybe.
Like,
maybe. We'll talk about it. But yeah, that's what I wanted to tell you. I think I'm gonna start at like 2 p.m. Pacific and go to midnight. I think that's the plan, but I'll let you guys know on Twitter. All right. But thank you guys. Seriously, if you're watching this on YouTube, you've been subbed to me. Seriously, thank you. This podcast, I mean, without the viewers, what the heck are we? So
Nothing, honestly.
appreciate
Radio
all of
show.
you. Talking to nobody.
Fucking nobody but ourselves.
Yeah, so thank you guys. Thanks for watching. And if you're a part of my Discord and you want, or you're not and you want to be, we're gonna be doing movie nights like once a month, and we're starting right now. I'm late, Shar. God damn it, I'm late.
Oh my God.
Hit me up on Twitter or something if you're a supporter of us and you want to be, you want to hang out with us and watch a movie or something. Let me know and hit me up on Twitter. All right. I'll catch you guys later.
Yeah.
Shar, love you.
Yeah. Love you too.